What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I just got up, kind of had a cup of coffee in here. I'm about halfway done with it in my Big Daddy coffee cup glass. I'm sure you guys have seen this one in my previous videos. But I'm kind of want to do a little bit of a prediction video and kind of want to talk about a little bit about last week, since I didn't give a kind of a reaction video last week. I was kind of doing some stuff and just didn't get around to doing it. But I kind of want to, first I want to talk about the Seattle Seahawks come to Detroit to play the Lions on Ford Field. Excuse me. But I kind of want to focus on last week here a little bit and kind of talk about that. Last week I thought Detroit looked really good. You weren't anxious to think that the wheels were going to come off or anything like that when you watch the Lions. I thought they played really good on offense and good on defense as well. There was some shady calls here and there, but that's kind of, you're going to get that in the NFL. That's just kind of how the game goes. The referees kind of see stuff that everyone on television doesn't see. But anyway, kind of getting back to that, I thought the Lions looked really good last week. You didn't seem uptight. You didn't seem like the wheels are going to fall off. You weren't anxious like, when are the Lions going to screw up? You were watching it and you were relaxed watching them. And you just didn't, you just didn't have that apprehension to think that something was going to go wrong with this team. They looked really good. Thought the defense and offense looked good. Special teams, special teams is hard to really kind of judge here, guys, but I think special teams is okay. They could use, anytime special teams could use some work, let's put it that way. But I thought the Lions looked really good, and I hope that kind of leads into the game into Seattle. They're at Detroit. They'll have the crowd behind them. I think they're starting to get around to what Matt Patricia's. They're starting to buy into that. The rest of the team was. At the beginning of the season, I wasn't so sure about that. Now we're in, what are they now? 6 games into the season, going on Game 7 now. I think they're really starting to buy into Matt Patricia's game plan and what he thinks the team needs to focus on. Now, do I think they're going to be 8-8, about a 500 team? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see that. But I can see this team winning at least 8 games, being at least a 500 club. When it started out, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know how this team's going to go. But if we have another solid showing against Seattle on Sunday, I really think it's going to go a long way to kind of solidify what Matt Patricia's been trying to pound into the guys this season. I know it was kind of a rough start to the season. Even into the preseason, they looked really, really rough. But yeah, they've started to come around, I think. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to be 12-4 or anything like that. They're going to go on this mean streak and win the rest of their games and maybe only lose one of them. No, I'm not saying that. You're starting to see what Matt Patricia's starting to get into the team and distill what he wants from the team and what he expects from the team. A defensive-minded coach, you can see that the defense is starting to buy into it. The offense is starting to buy into it. Galladay's got to come up. I don't think he has to come up big, but I think he has to have a solid showing. So does Tate. So does Jones. Stafford's got to come up. You know that Kerryon Johnson's going to come at it. Blout's got to come on. You know, everyone's got to do their job to really solidify. I don't want to say solidify. To have another good showing on Saturday. I think the guys can do it on Saturday. I've seen enough of them right now to think that the Lions, and like I said, what Matt Patricia's trying to pound into the guys, you're starting to see that. You're starting to see this team kind of evolve, and I don't want to say they look good or anything like that, but you could start to see maybe how good the Lions can really be under Matt Patricia. So I'm trying to be optimistic, guys. Let's put it that way. Michigan last week is on a bye. They play Penn State next week, so Michigan's on a bye. I liked what I seen from Michigan State, or excuse me, from Michigan last week. They dominated Michigan State. I'm going to try to put both of them in here. Michigan State seemed lethargic. They couldn't get anything going. The only reason they scored points was because of the fumble right there on the, I think it was on the 10-15-yard line right there, and they ended up going in and scoring a touchdown because they had such a short field. But other than that, Lewerke was piss poor. Let's put it that way. He did not have a good showing last week. I can't really say much about the other guys because I was in and out, and there was some other stuff that happened too, which I'll get into my, weekend ramble and all that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, Michigan looked really good. Michigan State looked really bad. Let's hope Michigan State can rebound against Purdue, because Purdue they just beat. I mean, they put a shellacking on Ohio State last week. So you know those guys are going to be pumped up. Are they going to be so pumped up and so ready to play that they're going to maybe have one of these, after a big win, they're going to kind of spike right on down and Michigan State's going to trample over them? I think Purdue is a much better team than what we've seen in the past. I think they can come into East Lansing. I think they can win the game. Now, will they win the game? That's a different story. Is D'Antonio going to be the person to maybe kind of say, look, guys, Michigan kicked our ass last week. Let's push that behind us and let's focus on Purdue and only focus on Purdue. May take it one game at a time again. This one game at a time approach. Because after that last week's shellacking against Michigan, I just don't know how this Michigan State team's going to come out. They could come out guns a-blazing, then they could look really good, or they could have another slump, like kind of a hangover from that game, that shellacking that they got. So it just depends on which Michigan State team's going to come up and show up to play. So I'm predicting Purdue to win that game. I don't know what the score is going to be. I'm probably going to say 7 points to Purdue, only because I don't think Michigan State's kind of gotten over that Michigan loss yet. They kind of need maybe a down team to kind of beat up on and kind of lift their spirits back up, and I don't think Purdue's that team to do it. So, guys, and then we're going to go on for Michigan. Now, like I said, Michigan has a bye week. They looked really good against Michigan State last week, and they go up and face Penn State at Michigan Stadium up here. I think Harbaugh will have Michigan ready to play. And I've kind of harped on Harbaugh the last season or two because he hasn't shown any enthusiasm or anything like that. Maybe he's shown enthusiasm at practice and maybe during some the team meetings that they have, the schemes that they're going to go over and all that. I just haven't really, there goes my phone again. I kind of want to see Harbaugh be a much more animated figure on there. Now, he doesn't have to kick this, throw his board up in the air and do anything like that, to be so animated or anything like that. I just want to see some passion from him instead of him, crouching down, watching down the line of scrimmage or anything like that. I want to kind of see him, if they do a good job, I kind of want to see him, not have that straight face look. I want to see him encourage his players. I know both the offensive and defensive coaches do that, but I kind of want to see the head coach, kind of maybe do a little fist pump or something like that, or, the things that, kind of when players see that, they're going to get motivated and do a much better job. Now, I think Michigan's doing an excellent job. Don't get me wrong. They're kind of one of the sleepers, I think, in the nation this week. I don't think they're up at the Clemson, Georgia, Alabama level yet, but they're a good team. I think they can really compete this time against Ohio State, but we're going to have to wait and see. I don't want to get us too far ahead to get us to Ohio State just yet, but I want to focus on Penn State right now. I think the Penn State game is going to be close. I think the last couple of losses that they've had, they've learned from them. Penn State's learned from them. I just think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be probably 3 points or less. I like the win against Michigan because they're at home. That's just my gut feeling, guys. I'm just going with my gut feeling. I think it's going to be a very close game. Michigan is going to have to be efficient. The defense is going to have to be the solid core that kind of helps the team along. Because I think, again, Michigan's going to start out slow like they did last week against East Lansing. They're going to start out slow, and if Penn State kind of jumps out in front of them maybe 7 or 14 points, it's going to be really hard for this Michigan team to kind of get back into the game, because the defense is kind of going to be demoralized a little bit, and the offense is really going to have to take over to kind of instill back that confidence back into the Michigan team. I'm going to shut my phone off here, guys. Sorry, I was not expecting a text message in the morning, but let me know what you guys think. Is my predictions good? Are they good? Are they bad? Do you have some other prediction? Let me know down into the comments down below. I'll do my Michigan State prediction on Saturday, and then I'll come back on Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to do an actual game reaction video because we're doing family photos on Sunday, but I'll try to do my best and kind of give my post-game reaction. I'm on the little bit that probably we'll see. I don't even know if I'll be watching the Lions Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get showered up and get ready for work. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.